Gemini, this is your energy check-in love reading. We're tuning into the person on your mind or your current situation and the energy unfolding for you right now. Let's see what wants to come through. Clear messages, advice, and guidance for my Geminis, please. All right, your energy, the Wheel of Fortune, okay? Your person, the Page of Crystals in reverse. They're viewing you as the Seven of Cups, okay? So they might be feeling a little bit confused. They may spend a lot of time wondering about you, thinking about you. What you're not seeing is the Magician card, Virgo, Gemini energy. And we see the Six of Wands in reverse, okay? That's final outcome or advice. There could be some conflict here. We'll see. And we have the Four of Crystals energy in reverse. Okay. So Geminis, I feel like the Wheel of Fortune, you might be very, very focused on your money at this time. The Four of Crystals in reverse also tells me you're not holding back. That you're working really hard. The Wheel of Fortune, you are kind of looking off into this connection. So I don't know if this is somebody or at this connection. I don't know if this is someone that you're waiting for them to make a move towards you. I don't know if you're in separation from this person or there's somebody brand new. But I also feel like you're not holding on too tightly. You know, you're kind of in this energy of like what happens, happens. What flows, flows. I feel like you're very, very focused on yourself right now and in a good way. Focused on your finances, focused on your abundance. Yeah, Lover's energy in reverse. Ooh, yeah, Gemini, there's something here though about this connection. Like you're not feeling particularly sure about whether or not to move forward. You're viewing this person as the Ten of Cups. So you may know that they want a relationship with you. Maybe you were in a relationship with this person, or you potentially see them as your person, as somebody you want to build a legacy with, as somebody that makes you happy or made you happy. But the Lover's energy in reverse is kind of feeling like you've got a lot of open tabs. And I feel like you're more focused on finances or responsibilities or getting your life together than necessarily this particular connection, although you do see happiness here. Let's see how you're viewing the connection itself. Queen of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. So you see this as something long-term. I think you've been holding back. Some of you do want to come towards this person, but there's something here that is making you feel a little bit unsure with the Lovers in reverse. Like there's some sort of interference here. Now, I don't know if it's work. I don't know if it's another person, but I think you know what it is. And some of you, you've been holding back, but you are getting clear that you do want to work on this, that you see compatibility, because like the Queen of Pentacles is like long-term energy. This is, this could be the mother or father of my child, or that we could build something solid, stable, and secure. But your person is, I think your person might be a bit of an overthinker. They may be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or have that energy in their chart. But the Page of Crystals in reverse tells me that they're in a little bit of an overanalysis paralysis. They're not taking action. They're not communicating. High Priestess energy, they could be a Cancer or a Pisces or have that in their chart. This person is very empathic. This person might be psychic. They might, read tarot, runes, things like that, really be into astrology. But I'm seeing like the High Priestess energy too. Your person has definitely pulled back their energy. They're quiet. It's like they've reduced access here. And again, that might be what feels a little bit confusing for you. But I do see that this person is doing some self-reflection. And, I've never noticed this about this card, that she's very angelic here. And the High Priestess is not normally pictured that way. But I do think that your person, I don't know if they are getting angelic guidance, divine guidance, but I do kind of feel there's like an innocence and purity here to this quietness that this person, like they're not, it doesn't feel like they're doing anything bad in the silence, right? Knight of Wands energy in reverse. They're lacking confidence, and that's why, and we see that with the Page of Crystals in reverse as well, the Page of Pentacles in reverse. The Knight of Wands in reverse, this person may have rushed in and out of the connection. They might be looking at that. They might feel like they moved too quickly, or they made an impulsive decision. The Knight of Wands in reverse is, yeah, this person pulling back their energy, going within and trying to figure out which direction they want to move in. This can be somebody who's a little bit triggered, somebody who's still operating out of ego. And we see the Queen of Cups, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy. But make no mistake, this person loves you, Gemini. This person has a lot of love to give. It's just that they haven't found solid footing just yet. And I do think they're thinking about making a love offer, Magician energy, taking action, communicating. They're viewing you as the Seven of Cups. They may know that you're feeling confused. I just think this person spends a lot of time thinking about you, like you live rent-free in this person's head. They may be wondering about all the, like wondering what's going on, exploring all the different outcomes, the possibilities of what you're up to, what you're thinking about. Again, I'm getting somebody who's doing some analysis, but also maybe a little bit too much. All right. And we see the Tower in reverse. They haven't let you go. They may see you as currently avoidant, Gemini, and I don't know that you are or not, but you are definitely, like, this has turned you upside down. And the Lover's energy in reverse also indicates like not having follow through, but not that that's the type of person you are, but like, I don't know if they're waiting for more information from you. They're hoping you're going to reach out, or they just might know, like I said, you've got a lot of open tabs. So you are, like you're dealing with a lot. And I think they see that too with the Seven of Cups. But with the Tower in reverse, they definitely haven't let you go, but they may feel like you're avoidant at this time. The Moon card, Cancer, Pisces energy. I do think you and this person are telepathically linked. I also feel like this person sees you as a bit mysterious, and they might be spinning out a little bit in that ambiguity, not knowing what you're up to, not knowing how you're feeling. I do think they have very deep love for you, deep romantic feelings for you, but they may be worried about secrets, or like, is there somebody else? Like, I just think they're kind of spinning out a little bit. And the Three of Pentacles, this person wants to work it out with you. I'm seeing you do as well. I actually think you both feel the same way. But they may be a little bit worried about a secret third party here, but they see that you two are really compatible. But it's like you both, it's like there's this energy of like, there hasn't been repair yet, is what I'm seeing, because she has her back to him and he's focused on his work. And so it's like somebody has to look up, somebody has to make that move. But they do want to work things out with you. They do see that you're compatible. Behind the scenes, the Magician card, Virgo, Gemini energy, wanting to communicate, wanting to take action, trying to manifest you. All right, and we see the Hanged Man, but not ready to take action. They're holding back. They're looking at all the details, maybe even overlooking the detail, like not overlooking details, but overlooking at the details. Three of Cups energy in reverse. They feel this soulmate connection, but they're holding off reunion. They might be holding off, waiting to see what you're going to do. I do feel like this person might be waiting for you to reach out. And we get the Nine of Swords, and they're losing sleep over this. They're stressing. They're stressing about you. They're stressing about this. Now, the Six of Wands energy can be you feeling a little bit breadcrumbed or ignored by this person. It could be you breadcrumbing or ignoring this person, right? Because you're still feeling conflicted. There could be some confrontation, or there's something that needs to be confronted. All right. And we see the Six of Pentacles. Double sixes coming through, Gemini, and you're the Lover's card, so pay attention to sixes. Contrary to pop culture, sixes are beautiful Venusian numbers about balance, harmony, love. This is showing me that there's potential for this to be brought into balance. The Star card, even if you're unsure about the future, and I think it's going to happen quite unexpectedly. And the Five of Swords, you might be conflicted though, or there may be some sort of conflict, but the real decision here is, do you want to fight for this? Do they want to fight for this? Are you both willing to fight for this? And we see the Knight of Swords, this person getting clarity, coming in with communication. Okay, they're coming in with communication here, Gemini. Let's see what else we need to know about them. What else do my Geminis need to know about this person? But I think you're going to be you're going to remain a little bit detached here because you're focused on your own balance. Mostly, it looks like also on your finances or just finding balance after a rupture, after a breakup. You're finding balance, and you might be a little bit conflicted because you don't want any drama right now. I feel like you really do want to preserve the balance and stability that you've created for yourself. So I can see you being a little bit hesitant in that regard. Okay, we see caution, cheater. I'm not getting that there's third party here, but again, you know that. But it's showing up, so there might be some red flags here that need to be addressed. Boiling point. For some of you, Gemini, this person might be coming to a boiling point because they don't want somebody else to sweep you off your feet, or they might get jealous, okay? Do what you will with that information, and we see quickies here. Yeah, for some of you, there might be a passionate, very physical reconnection here between the two of you. It's kind of what I'm getting, and we see they still have hope here. And yeah, see, I wasn't getting cheater energy from this person, although the Knight of Wands in reverse, I mean, certainly that could be a nod to that, but this person I don't think is a cheater, but you may be questioning their loyalty. All right, and I do feel like I feel like they have a lot of passion for you. I feel like they might be in kind of a reactive energy when it comes to you, when it comes to this connection or whatever's happened here. So that would make sense why we would get a bit of confrontation coming up when this person reaches out. Let's see, because they're passionate about you, right? But it's like they also have all this love for you. But I don't know if they feel like they have something they need to say to you. They need to get off their chest, something that makes them nervous. Let's see. We see this person has an adventurous spirit. That could just be how you would define them. But this is also somebody who's willing to take a risk. They're a bit insecure. I do get that. They might be worried you're dealing with somebody else. And we see past hurt. Yeah, and there could be past hurt and heartbreak in this person's dating history and their relationships that create some insecurities that need to be addressed. This person may love to go out, and we see family problems. Yeah, so past hurt can also come from family relationships, or you know, a marriage or a family situation that didn't necessarily work out for them. So it does look like they do have some baggage here, Gemini. But they also have love for you. I just see like there's going to be change here. And the only thing I see is my Geminis, I don't know how much time has passed since you talked to this person or you dealt with this person, or how long you've been dating. Maybe some of you, you know, there's just been distance or something like that. But I'm seeing here that like you do really want to focus on your own balance and preserve that. And that's why you're a little bit unsure about fighting for this connection. Like, do you have the emotional bandwidth for that right now? All right, let's see. I hid who I really am from you. So this person, you know, maybe they feel they need to be more transparent now. And it was my fault, but I blamed you. So maybe this person was picking fights. Maybe they were projecting, it looks like, their insecurities or their past hurts onto you. You know, there may have been some jealousy issues if they were saying, you know, if they were questioning your loyalty and stuff like that. Not that I don't know that necessarily they were cheating, because we got confirmation that they might have been accused of cheating, or maybe they accused you of cheating and there wasn't any. Okay, but it just feels like there are some insecurities around that for this person. And maybe they were picking fights because of those insecurities, or they were blaming you for stuff that maybe they were doing. I feel you even though we're apart. So I do get that really strong telepathic connection, and I can't get enough of you. So most likely they're consuming your content online, whatever it is, if it's updates, if it's stories, if it's posts, memes, like whatever it is. You know, I do feel like they're consuming your content, whatever it is. Even if you're not a content creator, but, you know, like checking out your social media. What they want to say to you, Gemini, at the soul level is, seeing you reminds me of the things I know deep down, and that's not always easy to deal with. Yeah, so there's something here that you really do reflect back on them. Also, I'm seeing you online reminds me of some of the stuff I don't want to deal with, you know, maybe the mistakes that they made, or, you know, how they wish they were with you, but they're not taking action to come towards you. And I'm finally feeling the consequences of my actions. So they're feeling it. They're feeling the consequences of their actions, pushing you away or walking away from you, or, you know, not speaking up, you know, when they need to or needed to. Maybe we're just too different. So questioning compatibility, you know, can we come together? Can this work out? And would you reject me? Yeah. So yeah, they're worried that you would reject them, or maybe you're ready to just move on here. All right, let's see what else we need to know in your person's energy. What do my Geminis need to know about this person? What do my Geminis need to know about this person? Yeah, they're healing. Healing from heartbreak, freedom from toxic relationship or addiction. Some of you, this person, that's that past hurt energy I was picking up on, or that we're seeing here. So maybe toxic relationships that still have some residue here that affect this connection. Maybe, you know, they've struggled with addictions. They may still have some healing to do. But yeah, we get Cupid's arrow. Have faith, love is coming, surprise, invitation, or meeting. They've been hesitant, but they are coming towards you. And I think they're coming towards you to heal things. And again, I think some of my Geminis, you're going to be a little conflicted. All right. In your energy, we see competition, enemy, clever, malicious, look over your shoulder, the other woman. Some of my Geminis, you do have other options here. We see that in the Lovers card. We see them possibly seeing you with other options. But, you know, serpent energy is about integrity, morals, values. So does this situation align with your integrity, your morals, and your values? And that doesn't necessarily mean because there's something taboo here, or, you know, or that there's, you know, cheating going on or something like that. I mean, obviously that could be the case for some of you, but more so I'm getting like, is this in alignment with what you want, the future that you want? I mean, you do see that 10 of Cups and Queen of Pentacles. You know, you do see potential for a future and happiness here with this person, but some of you, you're focused on, you know, you're focused on your own stability right now. And we see breakup, separation, stop the pattern, silent treatment, or abandonment. Yeah, and again, I mean, some of my Geminis, I don't know if you're getting the silent treatment, you're giving the silent treatment, but it does look like you're seeing that there needs to be a pattern here that comes to an end. And for some of you, maybe this person was really jealous in the relationship. And, you know, that can be exhausting if somebody doesn't trust you. So right now, Gemini Spirit's saying focus on yourself, your self-worth. It's time to heal, do the shadow work. And we see golden mirror. So self-absorbed, narcissist, one-sided relationship, and love bombing. So, I mean, I'm not seeing that in their energy as like somebody who's a love bomber, although the Knight of Wands in reverse, you might be feeling that way right now. Maybe you feel they did rush in and out of the connection. But you need to watch out. You know, this may be a time where you do need to be focused on yourself. And for others of you, you may feel like this person is a bit self-absorbed, and that doesn't create balance in the connection. Okay, so there's a lot to think about. There's a lot to look at here. All right, let's see if there's anything else my Geminis need to be aware of here that they might not be seeing, or they need confirmed. Anything else for my Geminis, please? Ooh. Okay, white flag. Someone wants another chance to make things right, the desire to do things better. All right, and separation. Yeah, so this is the energy. I know these are energy check-in readings. A lot of them are reading like our no communication series, but hey, that's what's coming through. You surrender into your heart and divine source where there is no separation. The highest levels of love always serve and are without conditions. I'm going to read that again. Surrender into your heart and divine source. Where there is no separation, the highest levels of love always serve and are without conditions. Okay? At the bottom of the deck, we do see that this is a past life soulmate connection, or there's a strong soul tie between the two of you. And we also see lessons of Saturn coming through. A soul's desire to resolve limiting patterns of control and dependency. Many challenges, but can bring benevolent long-term rewards. So that can speak to the karmic nature of this situation, Gemini. Or, you know, if we have two people here, if you also want to resolve this situation, you want to repair, you want to heal, you want to reconcile. It's about resolving limiting patterns of control and dependency. So looking at the limiting patterns here within this relationship, and that's probably going to show up on both sides, right? To a degree. There are many challenges, but if you can work through them, there may be benevolent long-term rewards here. Okay? So let's go ahead and see what this person's very next actions are towards you. Although I do see them coming towards you. I do see them, I do see them coming in with a love offer, coming in with an offer to talk, clear things up. Ace of Swords, communication and clarity coming in. Tower, it's going to surprise you. You may have to read between the lines of communication. This person's worried about rejection. Some of my gems, you might be over it though. You might be over it. Yeah, Magician energy in reverse. This is my Mercury retrograde. I'm doing these readings as we're entering into Mercury retrograde, so it's no surprise that message is coming through. But I also feel like if this person comes in too much of a defensive energy, Gemini, you might reject them, okay? If they come in really defensive and trying to explain away stuff, like what you need is repair. You need to see that they're going to meet you where you are, or that there's compromise, or that you can work through what's gone on, not necessarily excuses and over-explaining stuff. All right, so bear that in mind. Let's see, final messages, advice, and guidance for my Geminis, please. This requires honesty, not strategy. Yeah, exactly. Trust what's stable. What's meant for you won't require constant tension. So now, I know a lot of times we hear, you know, if this was right, it would be easier. Now that's true to a degree, right? Every relationship, even good ones, are going to experience tension and maybe a bit of destabilization. But it's how you come in and repair that's really important. If you both want to repair, how that repair happens, that's what determines more long-term success of a connection. So what's meant for you won't require constant tension. If you feel like you're constantly destabilized or you're constantly having to repair, again, that can be really exhausting. Okay, so you need to look at what brings you stability here. All right, and pause before you act. Give yourself space before responding. But that doesn't mean necessarily avoidance. It just means pause before responding. Okay, and respond from regulation. Act once your nervous system is settled. Okay, clarity comes from distance, Gemini. Stepping back can allow truth to surface. All right, and not every feeling requires action, but some truths do. So if you need to speak your truth, speak it. But not every feeling necessarily needs to be talked about. Let the discomfort pass. And again, that's where it's like, that's the same sort of message as respond from regulation here. Okay, so if they reach out and you feel really reactive, well, give yourself some time. You don't owe this person an immediate response. All right, especially if they've been quiet or they've had you on hold or something like that. They are coming in with truth and clarity, and I do see my gems being a little bit conflicted. I mean, but some of you absolutely, you want this, but you're not exactly sure if it's the right move right now. All right, so you're gonna have to let me know in the description, in the comment section down below. All right, Gemini, sending you love and light. Take care.